crushed if my daughter couldn't fulfill her dream. No one wants to see anyone that they love not be able to, fulfill their dream. I would be really happy to see her design clothing and see people wearing it. She's got some really good ideas. My daughter's dreams are to become a successful artist and a designer. She comes home and she's proud of the things that she learns, and she actually has a lot of confidence about herself with her sewing and her design, and it's visible, it's there, they can see something from start to finish that they made themselves. So I think that's extremely important. My daughter's dreams are to become a successful artist and a designer.
I want to be an artist because it can take you anywhere, and it's just awesome to have something that you're so passionate about and to pursue that as a career. It would be a dream come true.
I would be really happy to see her design clothing and see people wearing it. She's got some really good ideas.
There's not like a lot of educational programs for kids for the arts.
In the last 20 years, there's been a lot of budget cuts in our educational system. And these children were really basically left behind. They had no creative outlet, and there was no good outcomes.
Like, arts are really important, but they should be as important as like all the other things that we show in school. They should be incorporated in our daily lives. I dreamed to be a designer when I was 7 years old. I love doing fashion, and it's in my heart and my soul.
She was learning how to draw and design. Like, she was learning how to do people, the head, the face, the body.
I'm not in a good financial position to be paying for design classes.
With 4 little ones, it's very hard financially.
I would be crushed if my daughter couldn't fulfill her dream. No one wants to see anyone that they love not be able to, fulfill their dream.
The Melo Project Runway for the Youth is a curriculum to empower children ages 5 to 18 to give them the tools through fashion design to create better outcomes for their future.
I started thinking about being a fashion designer when I was 18 of June 2013 when we began making my suit. I thought it was fun and interesting and very creative, making all the outlines and measurements. I just enjoyed it.
The first class, they start learning how to sew. In phase 2, we start working on their designs, learning how to do technical sketches, just like we do as a designer in the real world. In phase 3, we start learning how to make patterns from the designs that they've sketched. Math skills get improved. They start learning vocabulary words. They develop a love of learning with hands-on.
The Melo Project is going to be a resource for those parents that feel like they don't have enough to give the time to the kids, to give back to the youth, to allow them to grow their creativity.
They're going to be given the tools to be able to create something three-dimensional that they can be so proud of, and in fact, at the end, you're going to be able to see these children on stage wearing what they created and made themselves.
My kids were ecstatic. They could not stop talking about how much they can't wait to create their costumes, and they were just overflowing with self-esteem and just goals for their future. It was just so amazing as a mom to just see your kids so empowered, to have all this passion that was bottled up inside them all along, and now they're actually experimenting with it and they're making creations out of it and they're feeling good about what they're learning.
She comes home and she's proud of the things that she learns, and she actually has a lot of confidence about herself with her sewing and her design, and it's visible, it's there, they can see something from start to finish that they made themselves.
What I find interesting is the diversity of the creations. One of them is interested in making a ninja suit. Another one wants to make something beautiful for their mother. Then there's another boy who wants to make a man's tailored suit. In fact, he did. First outfit he's ever made in his entire life was one of the most complicated pieces, and he wore it to his graduation.
It's very important to me and my children because it's not only giving them a self-esteem in their creativity, but it's also giving them a chance to be creative and to feel positive about their own creations.
It gives them like some pride and some confidence that they're making these things.
Knowing that I have the help for my daughter's dream, that would be like the most precious thing anybody will give you as a gift.
If there was a Project Runway for kids my age, on a scale from 1 to 10, I would definitely be an 11. To see someone appreciating what I make other than me, it would just make me feel kind of special. It would feel nice.
My name is Lena Freeman. I'm designing my Starry Night project, but we are doing a practice dress to make sure it fits right. My sister is going to be wearing it. We learn how to sew very precisely. We learn about how the colors affect people and how to make a dress you have to have your own concept and how to just make it your own. Well, I really like doing teen designs for girls, and I also like doing theatrical costumes.
So this is Lena's first design, and it's called Starry Nights. And it's a project where the kids have to actually paint on textiles a concept that they get to pick.
And I picked Van Gogh's painting Starry Night.
And what did you paint from that painting?
I painted the stars in the wind.
And they're going to be put on the dress. There. And Lena has made the pattern all by herself at 12 years old. So what do you think?
Looks good.
It looks beautiful. And of course we call this the Gucci sage color. Look how beautiful it looks. Yep, so this will be right here. So you go this way. Oh my God, look how beautiful it falls once you do the side seams. Look at that, look at that. Look at the draping.
I'm going to put a belt in the middle.
You're gonna put it right here or here?
Right here.
Right there, a belt. Is it self-color or what kind of belt are we gonna put? A brown?
Yeah.
Yes, and how wide is your belt gonna be?
I have no idea.
Well, we have to test it. What you do is take strips and then you see what's the best width. And you step back away and you see the proportions of the width of the belt versus the proportions of your dress. So it looks beautiful. Yeah. Ooh, she's so happy. I love it when I get that smile from the students. Okay, all right, we're ready to sew the side seams. And then we have a zipper. Yeah. And our proto is done. And then we can go on to the real fabric. It's basically pinning now the muslin, Lena's muslin, on the dress form to see how it's falling. And as you can see, it's got beautiful draping. Her skirt has beautiful draping at the bottom. She's done an awesome job sewing it. And she's on her way. What you do first is you do it so you're in front of it. You end up getting the corners first. You got your pins. You do this part, and then you have to do this part here. You do all the corners first. Do this part first. Do is actually stretch it out. You stretch this out. Pull this down a little. You see that? And now find the middle. You see how I pulled it? Because you don't want that buckle. So there you go. Get the middle of that. This way you don't have this buckle here happening. There you go. And again, so the skirt will drape perfectly. And then here, and then you're all set. See, now it's all nice and flat. Hold it there. So you know you got cutting, so just try to make a straight line. And it's also about cutting. Cutting is really important because if they cut the pattern really straight and accurate, they have a really nice, perfect line to follow along the pressure foot to sew.
Woo! All right, other side.
Children are learning to make patterns, design their own clothes, according to the industry standards, using concept boards, using spec sheets. So now we're proving that these kids are amazing.
making a cape.
Right now, center back and center front.
Front.
This is the center front of her cape. She's making a cape to match her beautiful dress, her black dress with the...
And I'm going to make a scarf with it and a coat.
Sounds pretty.
Isn't it great? So now we're in the middle of making a pattern, because all my students learn how to make patterns. The little ones have to jump on the cutting table because they're just too small. They have to be able to. So here's the new length. So you need to measure.
The sewing part is going to be fun.
Absolutely.
I love to sew.
You love to sew. I am so glad you love to sew.
That's the funnest part.
It is good.
I love the sewing best because I get to move my hands.
So this...
And give it exercise.
Oh, really? Exercise in your hands, huh? Because you don't do that in school, do you? You don't get to do that in school?
Mm-mm.
See that? What happened to the school system? That's an interesting perspective from a 7-year-old, don't you think? I think that's a very interesting... I get it. I don't know if the rest of the world gets it, but I get it. You know, painting and drawing is hand exercise. So forget gym. These kids don't want gym. They want hand exercises. That means painting, making, creating, even playing with Play-Doh.
Oh, I love Play-Doh.
Isn't that awesome? And puzzles.
And clay.
Huh?
And clay.
And see that? Clay.
Modeling clay.
Modeling clay.
What you use to make a mask.
That's right. That's modeling. Yeah, that's sculpture. That's being a sculptor.
And a
sculptor.
pot.
And making pots. That's a potterer. You see? Now, this is the thing. This is why I've started this Melo Project Runways, because these are the kind of things I get from my students. They are missing something at school, and they can get it here because they don't have that creative outlet. They're not getting that hands exercise, taking it from the words of a 7-year-old. So it's 38 and a half. That's right, 38 and a half. So there we go.
So that means my cape is going to be 38 and a half long.
On center front. You got to make sure you pull in the right piece.
That's center. That's the center.
This is center front. That's right.
That's center back.
That's right. Perfect. And now you have to measure from here to here, 38 and a half. So you want to start up here.
Wait.
You got to jump up over here closer so you can reach. You need to measure from here to here, 38 and a half.
38.
And then you need to put a little dot there.
This is 34.
This is not. Nope. Oh, sorry. There. 38 and a half. Here. We always double check our work. Put that right there. And 38 and a half. It is. It's right. Yep. And a half. I love it when they're thinking to themselves. These are the moments that it's going to be great. That
Like that?
Yeah, 38 and a half. Perfect. How many? Oh, it's about 3 and
a half.
Each one of these are an eighth. So count each line. 3 and 1, 2,
3, 4.
There you go. Now I can connect the dots. Ready? Here we go. Now we got to find the right curve, though. You got to tell me when it lines up. You could do whatever you want.
I want to put a trim on mine.
Okay, we're gonna put a trim on yours. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing here to the back because they have to match together, right? Like a puzzle. So you measure 3 7/8 and mark it. 3 7/8. You ready? 3 7/8.
3, 7, 8.
Yep, center front.
And center back.
Yes. We have the front of the cape. Now we have to separate.
This is the center back. That's the center back.
Right. Exact. Good job. High five. All right, Janie, we got to separate. Oh, we got to separate now your cape. Separate, right? Like a puzzle. Mm-hmm. So we need tracing paper.
We were putting on the placket.
We're putting on the placket, right? And how long have you been wanting to be a designer?
Since I was like 4.
4?
Long time.
4. Boy. And are you happy to be in the Melo Project Runway?
Yes.
I love it when they say yes. Working on his first design. He's just made his first pattern. And what we're going to do here, Jaden, right now, is I want you to now pin the sides together.
These.
Yep. Now start pinning the sides together.
That'll really be something.
I know. So I want you to take, I already started, look. Do this.
T.
And what's the first T? When you do your
Technical sketch?
technical sketch, your technical sketches, what's the second T? This way.
Okay.
It just has to be in the shape of a
T.
yes.
They were making a dress and they said I forgot to put seam allowance, and when I heard of it, I was like, oh, I know what that means because Miss Tina taught me.
Isn't that amazing? Like now they're watching the show, and then they hear these terms, and we're so proud. I was so happy to come in and tell me, go, I knew what they were talking about.
We need black fabric. And you have a lot of black fabric.
Yes, I do.
I'm 10 years old, and on April 4th, 2015, I'm going to turn 11.
And you've already made 2 patterns. You're on your second design, right?
Yep. And then I have to make a top piece.
Excited?
Yeah. I am. Because then there's going to be a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of models you have to do. Modeling, and yeah, it's just fun.
Uh-huh.
Good
job.
You have to try to get it. Get it. I'm sure if you tingles it. Time to sew. Nope. Now I have 2 darts. As you can see, there's 2. Perfectly fine. Now there's no more thread in the back. Not even both. So perfect. I have a skirt, and I'm making it like I showed you, the brown. But then I got used to it because I used to practice at home really hard, and now instead of going so slow and dark, I go really fast and really quick.
So we're going to be drafting our sloper. You're going to face me. Okay, I mean not face me. So we're measuring now from your high shoulder point, which is this line here. That's consistent to your waist. And where's your waist? So from here, it has to be an L shape. So from here to here, just kind of draw a line on this side. That going that way. Because we're going to create that L. Extra fabric. And we need to add 3/8 of an inch more to that. So use this side of the ruler so you can get your lines. And then 3/8 of an inch. These are eighths. These are quarters. So this is an eighth. So every 2 is an eighth. So we need 3 of those. So 1/8. Square down from this line. That's your T. You know the big T? There's your T. Why don't we do this to show you even better? See this? There's your T. Right? It's not going to be fitting.
It's going to be like that, just like that.
Right. You see how your T-shirt is? It's loose. There's no darts. But the minute you put if you're doing a sloper of your body, you need to get the curve of your body. So this thing is going to fit like right on you, and it's going to form the back of a curve of your body. That's why we have darts. So you see it. It's a dart, and it fits right the back. So that's why men's shirts nowadays, like they're starting to get it fitted and putting darts in the men's shirts because the men are sick of having all that fabric. We're going from center back over. So there. So make a dot there, and that's your CC. CC. All right, now, so from here to here is your back, and then, yep, you're going to connect from here to the line, right here, and then do it across. Wait. Wait a minute. Okay, there is your dot, but see, you have to go by the P.
Okay.
So then you, oops, don't worry.
there. Okay. I was talking to Brendan earlier. I was saying how I'm not a big fan of the Melo Melo. Actually, I'm a big fan of the Melo Project Runway, but I'm not a big fan of Project Runway because of the competition and the fact that they make people cry on that show and how I've only saw it a couple of times, but I don't like the competitive nature of it because that's not how we are in the real world. Designers in the real world do not compete with one another. I try to teach my students that's just TV. It's not real life. What's important for the audience to understand is that designers don't act like that in the real world. They work for companies and they work in the individual departments. Like if you're a knitwear designer and you get hired by a knitwear division, you work only in knits and you work alongside and you're like a family. You work with the woven designers, their department, because you're coming up with a collection that has to work together. So when the buyers go to New York during market week, they buy a collection. And it's not so much an individual piece. And even the couture designers out there, like Moschino and Yves Saint Laurent and Valentino, they have their own look. You know, it's not about one is better than the other. There is no designer better than the other. What designers do is they have to find their own style. You know, I mean, I love all of the designers, and I have my favorites like Chanel, Valentino. I'm big on Prada. I also like Erte, which was an inspiration when I was in school, and I still love his stuff because he's, you know, his work, his draping, his tassels. I mean, every designer has their own, even when they illustrate, they have their own style. They find their own style of illustrations. So that's why I'm not a big fan. I don't like the message that they send out. They're very competitive. They make, you know, they fight and they say nasty things to each other, and that's not what we do. And so that's another reason why I launched this Melo Project Runway, because I don't want the youth growing up thinking that that is true. And I hope the audience out there also understands that is not what we do. And when we talk about fashion shows and runways, and if a designer has a runway show, they usually have a collection. If you noticed, if you look at the designers, Valentino, that you should see that he uses the same fabrics, and he changes, you know, and he has groups.
The looks.
The groups. There's groups. There's like the same fabric gets used in other pieces. It's not like one individual piece, which is a kind of like what they're doing on Project Runway. Everyone has their fabrics. They pick their own fabrics, but it's coming out as their own individual. And I love the fact that these people do win something at the end, but it's hard to watch someone lose because they're all really good. You know, I don't know. I just think that
you can't judge someone.
You can't judge. I mean, how could they just say that piece is better than the other? You really can't. I mean, it kind of destroys, in a way, people's ambitions to be a designer one day because they think, oh my God, this is what I have to go through. No, it's not. Plus, when the students get out of Parsons or FIT or RISD, they already have like their people that they've been working with. They've been doing internships in companies. Like, for example, at RISD, we have a 6-week internship where you go to New York, the class goes to New York, and they get interviewed by designers, design houses, which the school already works with. They don't need anybody's outside help. If anybody's out there falsely promoting themselves as saying that they're going to help RISD students to get launch a career in the industry, that's absolutely not true. I find that there are people out there in Rhode Island that say that their mission statement says that they're actually helping RISD and Parsons and FIT and educating them. I mean, I'm sorry, but we pay a lot of money to go to these schools, and they're the ones who are educating and helping these students get jobs in the industry. If anyone else out there is falsifying themselves as they help RISD students, that's absolutely not true. Then they don't come from the apparel industry, the apparel department, because if you graduate from these schools, these faculty have, you know, known the people in the fashion industry for years. They don't need outside help to help these students find jobs. The list of the connections that Parsons and FIT and RISD has is enormous. Plus, with all the alumni that's out there, usually like they'll contact you if you've got a job in the industry and say, look, we
if you're looking for an assistant, we've just got a few that just graduated, and they'll go up there and interview with them, and usually, they'll have no problem finding jobs. So, so yeah, I just wanted to make a big point on that because it infuriates me actually to know that there are people in Rhode Island that, claim to aid people from these schools, which is absolutely not true. Since I'm one of them, I definitely know that that is not true. So anyways, here, I'm going to give all my students a foundation so that when you want to apply to RISD, you want to apply to FIT, it is up to you completely. But you will definitely get the foundation that what you're learning here, this is actually my notes from my sophomore year at RISD. So I just want to let you know what we're doing here. I learned as a sophomore at RISD. And you're 12. So how does that make you feel?
Special.
So now you understand what I'm doing here. This is what I'm doing. You have to be one to know one. You have to already have gone through this entire process. Otherwise, there's no way that you're going to be able to teach anyone or help anyone that has not already learned, lived it, worked it, experienced it in the fashion industry. So, we were just talking about it now, and I thought it would be really nice to put this on TV so people see this, because I know a lot of people get misconceptions watching this reality shows, and I know for a fact I'm not the real world. So here, we're going to show you what the real world's all about. And no. Bravo!
Okay.
Bravo!
Eden is about to try on his first piece because he's getting excited because it's starting to seem like it's turning out to be something. It's only been sewing. All right, let's see. Let's get this together here.
Okay.
All right, now, put yourself in it. And of course, it's got a hoodie, so it's not. So you got one side made. Yeah. You just sewed one.
Is it gonna be this one?
Huh?
This one, right? Oh yeah.
It is definitely different.
So it's gonna be like this?
Yeah. Yes. The blue's on the outside.
Ooh, I want.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. You know what's funny? Mistakes are usually the best things that happen because it actually makes your design better. I've had so many students sew it wrong, and it actually was a better design choice.
Yeah, like the mistake when we didn't really have enough fabric.
Right.
Of the fabric for the thing, and then it came out looking better because we had to use a different kind that made it look nice. Yeah, let me see.
And because of her mistake, she ended up with a different color, and it actually made the jacket
The
look better.
stripes.
The white here.
Oh yeah.
See, because of what happened to
We didn't have enough fabric, so we used a different kind.
Is this
and
gonna
it makes
be
it look thinner.
Yes, I mean, look at the
Miss
back
Tina.
now.
Miss Tina, it's gonna be fun.
Because they have a fan club going on Facebook. So, and they have all these likes. So they're all going, they've been like, they want to know, how many likes did I get? Side, yes. Do the same thing as you did here on the other side.
Okay.
You backstitched?
Yes.
Go right up to the edge.
Okay.
Right when these guys meet,
So that
you need to go right up to where this meets.
I'm 10 years old, and I've been wanting to do this since I was like 4 years old, and I'm finally getting to do it. And this is a hoodie, and it is in this concept board, like the sand is this color, and then like the ocean's the turquoise. And it's kind of like what I'm wearing now, that's what I wanted to make, and then I have a hood that I'm going to be attaching to it. And this is the hood that's going to be connected to the hoodie.
Is it lined with the color? It's lined with
Yes.
the blue. So your ground color, which is always your body color, ground, and it's lined in a different color. So it's a two-tone color hoodie.
And the real one is going to be like, the beige is going to be like lime green, and then the blue is going to be a print.
And that's another concept board, and that's a surprise.
Yes.
So, Jaden, you are excited.
Yes.
And today, Jaden just sewed part of another piece of his hoodie.
Yes.
And what did you feel when you sewed that, the side seam?
It's coming together now. It's starting to look like a real outfit as it did before. Before it was just like a poncho kind of, and now I'm starting to sew the side seam, so now it's like a real shirt.
How did it make you feel?
Accomplished.
You've been watching the Project Runway, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many years have you watched this, or did you just start after you started taking my class?
No, I've watched it before. I don't know how long though.
But you were watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So you were one of those kids that I call the Project Runway generation. And so now it's like a whole generation. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's because of this fashion show, or was it always something you wanted to do even before you saw the show?
Before I saw the show.
So it's something you're born with.
Mm-hmm.
That means we're having a new generation of fashionies, fashion designers, and it looks like we're going to be needing them. The industry has changed a lot. A lot of businesses have gone overseas, and we need these kids. And they're all making one of a kind. They're going to change the history of fashion. Mm. So, Jaden, what else do you want to tell the public about you? I hear you're very talented besides just drawing and...
Yes, I've been in a lot of plays. I've had lead roles, my own songs. I'm very creative all the time. I like to cook. I like a lot of different artistic things. And sometimes I took a cake decorating class, and I made one at home for my uncle for his birthday. It was really cool.
Oh my God. See, doesn't it just drive you crazy? This show I want to influence not just the kids. I want it to influence adults. I think adults who have probably held back, or maybe their parents were always told them, no, you can't do that because art is considered what you call a hobby. Well, my dad tried to do that to me. You know, my mom supported me, but my dad he was the artist. He said, oh, that's just a hobby, because he could draw. But I said, no, I'm not going to be this starving artist. I'm going to go into fashion industry, and I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to earn money. So, but it was a tough battle to try to convince him to even pay for RISD, because it's gotten very expensive. But I feel that these kids that really want to be fashion designers, if I knew that there was a class like this back when I was your age, actually 4 years old too, I would have taken it. But because of the fact there wasn't anything out there, and I know that I'm one of you, I'm just an older version of you, I said, why not? Why should I have already a retired designer back in like 2000? Why should I not? Why should I take my knowledge to my grave? So I decided to create this curriculum, infuse it with Montessori principles, and see if it works. Do you think it works?
Yes.
Are you learning something?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, your outfit shows whether I'm doing a good job or not. You know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's beautiful, your top. And the mistake? Mistakes always turn out to be actually a design benefit. Mm-hmm. And that's why we don't call it mistakes. We call it part of the creative process. And what's your next project?
Is the art project. And I like anchors, so I want to paint an anchor on a shirt or like a hoodie or something. And it's going to be out of like neon colors. And it's going to be in like in the area over there, like the ocean themes.
Oh, see, they don't see that yet, but they will. We don't really share too much of our concept boards, because I used to be a fashion analyst and in the 90s, and that's what the 90% of the fashion industry used to pay me to predict and do the forecasting of trends. So all my students here are actually getting trend boards that are 2 years ahead of the U.S. fashion industry time. And now I've seen that the 2 years has even gone further into maybe 3 to 4, especially in New England. You're kind of 4 years behind the trends in Europe. And I've lived in 20 years. I just came back to the U.S. 3 years ago, so I'm pretty much knowing what's going on there at all times. So you're lucky to be able to come in here and see things that no one else out there is ever going to see. And you get to see them beforehand, before anyone else does. And you get to create whatever you choose. I think I do enough concept boards, right? Because there's plenty of trends out there right now. Well, thank you, Jaden.
Thank you.
We're gonna see you, these fans, what do you want to tell your fans? You want a fan club, they're gonna be following you. This is just this beginning, you know? So a lot of likes on Facebook, I see.
Yes.
Are you happy about that?
Yes.
Oh, so follow us on Facebook under Tina B. Melo, Melo International, Gallery United. We have a main website. It's Melo International, and we have a big event coming up, which I'm sure you're going to see that too. We're going to be airing it soon. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Bye. Tell us. T. What are usually the kids are saying, no, not yet.
And Tia's gonna interview me. Yay.
Okay, so.
Don't I look fresh?
You look so French. I think we're definitely going to have to put you on the fashion show with you. Look so perfect in berets. I mean, it just looks so awesome. You definitely look French. So, how long have you wanted to be a fashion designer?
4.5.
And you are actually about to accomplish something that no one else has ever done. You know that? You're how old? Tell the audience how old you are. Your full name.
I am 9 years old. My name is Taina Gonzalez. My middle name is Amarellis. Yeah, you said tell my full name, so I gave my
Well,
full
okay.
name.
Yeah, that's an interesting middle name. Okay.
Amarellis.
And what is your
It's
first?
actually the name of a flower.
It is?
Yeah.
Is that what you found out?
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually had the flower Amarellis.
Is that why you're holding this flower here?
I used to have a flower that was the Amarellis flower.
Oh, I have never seen them. What do they look like?
They're like they come in different colors. The one I had was the red one. And I realized we used to put it used to be in my room, and they moved it down to the basement, and I used to water it. And then sometimes it would bloom really pretty, but when I forgot to do it, the leaves really didn't die.
Oh my God.
I know, they just didn't.
Well, actually, I would love to see this flower. I have no idea what it looks like, but it sounds beautiful. Guess what? I would like to tell the audience exactly what you're making, but I want you to tell them in your own words what you're actually designing, what your first piece ever.
The first piece I'm ever making in this project is my jacket, my own jacket that it was supposed to be the first one, the proto or something like that.
Yeah, the proto.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the proto, but it came out looking really good that we made it the actual real one. So
That's a major accomplishment for a 9-year-old, especially when it's a tailored jacket. You know, tailored jackets don't usually come out the first time okay, but
it came out the first time more than okay.
More than okay. Did you hear that? And what did you just sew on today? Your sleeve. You just sewed a sleeve on for the first time.
Yes.
Oh, well, you have to take the pins out. You could try it. What? Take the pins out. Okay, she wants to show you. This is her first armhole.
So this is.
There's a pin in
I
there.
did my first armhole today, and this is my jacket. So Tina, which is something that she usually teaches everybody, is that you could actually learn by mistakes. So this actually was a mistake here because we forgot about this piece, and we didn't have enough fabric. So we found a different piece, and apparently it looks better this way. Because not everything's supposed to be the same. Doesn't come out right. And that's my jacket.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I think it's starting to look beautiful. We still have another sleeve, a collar, a placket. We have to figure out how to close it.
Close it.
And you're going to be wearing it in the fashion show.
There
And
will
it's
be
a
a
not fashion show. I don't do runway fashion shows. Whenever I hear fashion show, I cringe. What we're doing is dancing,
We're
singing,
dancing
music.
And we dance to the music and we put it all together.
That's right. And you guys are all putting it together with me, right? You have a
Yeah.
part. So what song are you get to pick your own songs, your own dance. What are you going to be doing?
I'm gonna do the song "Am I Wrong" with another girl that I know. Anyway, so she's gonna be doing another song with me.
Allegra,
Allegra's gonna be doing the song
which is our 5-year-old designer.
our 5-year-old.
You haven't met her yet, have you?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, Allegra. Yep.
It's a 5-year-old who's doing a really good job. Actually, I think it's like really pretty, and that's what I'm gonna be doing it with.
That's a nice compliment to give to a 5-year-old, huh?
Well, it's true.
It's true. She's doing and she's only in pre-K.
Pre-K.
She's not even in kindergarten yet.
She's in pre-K?
Yeah, she's in pre-K.
Oh yeah, because she's 5.
Yeah, she's in pre-K. Can you imagine? But look at you. You've accomplished a lot. What does it make you feel? You're the first 9-year-old on this entire planet that's ever made your own pattern for a tailored jacket. So how does that make you feel? I mean, this is a major accomplishment. I mean, a lot of my friends colleagues that I went to RISD with, you know, when I came to them the first time and I said, I have an 18-year-old that wants to make his own man's tailored suit so he would wear it to his graduation. And they literally told me, Tina, they all like looked at me and said, no, did you tell him that you can't do that? That's impossible, it's too hard. I said, you know what I said? What do you think I said?
Too hard is not a word that you should be saying because you can do stuff. Even if you think it's too hard, it's not always too hard.
Right. It's just a matter of, you just got to try it, right? Have no
fear.
Have no fear.
Because Tina is here.
You know, like they didn't say please. They just said, look, did you not tell him that that is too hard? And I said, well, it's kind of late right now because he's actually wearing it to his graduation. So Jonathan ended up passing. It was his capstone project. And so after, when you came to me and said, I want to make a tailored jacket, I said, you know what? I think she can do it. And look.
If an 18-year-old can do it, then 1/2 its age can do it.
Exactly.
And I can actually be really silly.
Yeah, but you can also, you're interested in saving the animals, right? You get very upset.
I'm very interested in saving the animals.
So what animals at the moment were you very passionate about saving?
Tigers and snow leopards.
And why is that?
Because the animals that are closest to being endangered.
And did you learn that in school, or is this something that you just found out about on your own?
No.
Oh, you know. You just know. You're just one of those kids that just kind of have a feeling, maybe that's why you're here on this planet. You came here to come down and take care of the animals. Like, all my students have a cause. They have something that they are very passionate about. They're not just passionate about fashion. Like, I'm not just passionate about fashion. I'm passionate about children, safety.
That rhymes.
Yeah. I did. Did I do a rhyme?
Yeah, you said I don't just have passion about fashion. You get to do that again. I don't just have passion
for
about
fashion. Well, I have a passion for kids and for kids' safety, kids' education, kids' creativity. So I get very bent out of shape when someone hurts children. Like you get all bent out of shape when someone hurts animals. So I create a very safe environment here. I want kids to be nurtured, educated, given the tools and knowledge to be as creative as possible. And this is what I'm doing. This is my passion, besides fashion.
It's the same thing.
And so we have students who are very passionate about music and dance.
And
we have passions about animals.
There's pets. There's all different things.
And the planet.
Yeah, there's passion about the planet.
Yep.
There's
And
passion about
food.
Yeah, food. I actually really like food.
Yeah. And you heard Jaden. He took culinary arts. He can cook for us.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he loves food. He knows how to cook. You missed that.
Nah, I'm good at eating it.
Well, I'm actually a very good cook. I'm also a very good cook. But everyone here has multi-talented. I think all kids that have the ability to draw, play an instrument. What about an instrument? Have you ever tried it? Do you know when I was 11, I started playing guitar?
Really?
Yeah, I played a guitar in church. Yeah.
I don't really have my own instrument.
Yeah, but I only started at 11. You're only 9.
I had a recorder.
Still got a couple of years left to go.
I had a recorder, and then my baby brother, my baby sister got it all messed up.
You're never too late to start an instrument, and it's never too late for people out there, not only young but old, because you know we're kind of giving people, our adults, showing them that if you guys can do it, they can too. You know that? You're influencing adults for them to start taking action and have no fear. If they've always wanted to draw or take a creative class somewhere, or paint, or do ceramics or pottery, they should. What do you think they should do?
They should go ahead and do it.
But they should try, right? They should have no fear.
They should try.
I mean, did you think you could do this jacket? Did you ever in a million years before you started here think you would always ever make a tailor jacket for yourself?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, see? Oh, you had vision. So because you have vision. But you have no fear in pursuing that vision. A lot of people out there do have a fear. You're wise. You're very wise. You can see it in those eyes of yours. You're very wise.
And I stitched the butterflies to the bottom of the dress, and I stitched the flower on top of the dress. Now I'm making the ears for the butterflies, and I'm doing the exact same shape like a butterfly. I love it over here.
What do you love?
I love that I'm in the sewing class and I got to sew my own design. And I got to make my own pattern, and I painted, and I added some glitter, and today I'm gonna add some glitter to the antenna on the butterfly dress with the flower on it.
You're always correcting me when I say that. So anyways, you want to show them your first project? Can you say what you did there? Explain that you painted and everything.
What do you want me to explain?
Well, how'd you make it? I mean, when you actually painted this, right?
Yeah.
You painted this? It's called our art project.
I sewed it.
Yep. And did you
And I also put a tag.
put a little tag? She's got like a little Allegra label here, which is awesome. She's already I actually know that Allegra wants to be. What's your favorite designer out there that you want to?
Coco Chanel.
Coco Chanel. And what's interesting about Allegra is that Allegra draws. What do you do? Your mom said that you go home every day and you're drawing. You have a little sketchbook?
Yeah.
Did you learn all your necklines and all that?
Yeah.
And so did you make a matching skirt to go with? And did you sew this all by yourself?
Yes.
Do you have a second outfit that you made? Do you have a second one?
Pretty much.
And what is that one right there? What's that on the table? This is Allegra's first piece. And Allegra was in the fashion show, our first annual fundraiser show. And she was wearing this. And she accomplished already. She's one of our youngest, but one of our oldest aspiring fashion designers, because she's already made 2 pieces where others have just started the classes and they're on their first piece. They just barely finished their first piece. And here is Allegra's second piece. So here we have concept boards. And right now we have a whole wall here that's black and white, which is the yin and yang. And Allegra, you want to show that piece? What did you do here? Can you explain how you did that?
I stenciled it.
You what?
I stenciled it.
You stenciled it. And what kind of neckline did you choose?
Square neck.
Uh-huh. You want to show the back? She used stencils on her second project. This is an art and fashion design project. And what happens is she decided to do some stencil and do a very spectator, it's called, spectator group. And she did a pair of shorts. And here she did, what did you do? Explain. What did you do? How'd you do the shorts?
I stenciled it right here. And
What's that called next to it?
with the ribbon.
Uh-huh. Those are cute, and they're shorts, right?
The pockets are showing.
We have here Allegra. She's our youngest designer. And she is, you want to tell the audience how old you are?
5.
And what grade are you in? Did you surprise your mom when you wore it on stage?
Yeah.
What'd she say when you were backstage?
She said it was nice.
She nice. And how did you feel when you were on the runway? Did it feel good? And what music did you pick for the fashion show?
Am I wrong?
And what else?
Let it go.
Let it go. Oh, so what's your next project? Sorry,
night.
Or you want to do something else now? Have you changed
No,
your
we
mind?
put the flowers on top of. There's another pink that's going on top. It's gonna be a different dark kind.
And is it going to go by your headband?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it going to be multicolor or
Yeah,
what
and
color?
I'm gonna draw like orange on the skirt.
Yeah, so it's going to be a long dress or a short dress? Well, that's it. Then we can talk about the
The
sleeves.
long sleeves.
Long sleeves? So
Yeah.
we can talk.
And then I can do, I can draw, and then I can just like put some of the other flowers on here too. So there's a darker color under the flower kinds.
So it's layered. So you want to do different layers on top of each other? Or, you mean flowers on different colors on top of each other?
No, remember the thing I had?
Which one?
No, the pink flower thing.
Okay,
That was all pink.
yeah.
Not the butterflies and flowers. It's the pink.
The one from I brought from Europe, right? That pink fabric.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to do with that type of fabric?
I'm gonna put it on top of that dark fabric.
Oh, you're going to put it on top of a darker fabric. So, because it's
And it's-
transparent.
It's dark under. It's a dark or pink.
It's a darker pink. Oh, so you're going to layer different colors of pink. A light pink over a darker pink. Okay, sounds great. So shall we go try it? Let's see what it looks
Sure.
like. Okay.
Yeah, it's good. This is what I'm designing.
And that's the first time you ever did a technical sketch, right?
Yes.
Now you know what it is. It's actually a mini pattern. So once you do a technical sketch, you can go straight to the drawing table, the drafting table, actually. You're sitting right on it. So is there any other ideas that you've had so far besides this one? Have you picked any of the concept boards in the room yet that you
I think I kind of want to do the black and white.
the black and white?
Yeah.
So the black and white, do you have any ideas already, or just kind of you're drawn to the black and white concept?
I think I'm drawn to the black and white concept.
That's awesome. That's great. Hi, everyone. Brendan's one of our newest, and he's trying to catch up, but he was in the show, and he had a great time. Now we're going to do the interview with Brendan, since he's already had now a few classes. Brendan, how do you like the class?
I love the class. Here you can follow your dreams.
Awesome. All right, well, Brendan's got to go now, and you will be following him on his journey of being a famous fashion designer. See you later.
Bye.
See how this is curved in a little bit like this?
You have to kind of switch
Okay, so
your
that I
ruler.
use-
Yeah, switch the curve, the hip curve, and then find it. So you might have to get on this side. There we go. So that center back, and you have to cut 2 pieces. Cut 2 pieces right here. This will be a jacket for a little girl. this, and you go around the curve like this. Look, see this? For the neck, you take and you guide it. Remember this?
Yeah.
That. And when you have a straight line, you can just go like that and add the 1/4 inch.
Okay.
Okay? It'll be easier when you take this off so you can see it separately. All right?
It's so nice that you guys did that show. Not only for you to get the experience, to be on stage, it just prepares you for when you need to get out there and have your designs on stage, and so you don't get stage fright. So, okay, the fashion shows are just to help fund those children and youth that are in Rhode Island that cannot afford to take classes, not even art classes. So they deserve the same amount of future as you guys do.
So we talk about left behind children. Well, there's a lot of children that are now being left behind because they're left brain thinkers. So the curriculum that I've created has to deal with right and left brain. So we're not leaving any children behind. Not under my watch.
Life is a runway. Listen, here's what it's all about. I tell you, life is a runway. Time to bring what's on the inside out into the